Hello, today I would like to talk about a topic called grounding the observer, which is a very important principle in therapy and in wellness. Believe it or not, the most important aspect of mental health I find as a therapist is to be calm. It's calmness. And by that, I mean staying out of a chronic state of fight, flight, or freeze. This is important, and we don't even really realize it, but most of us actually do have a perpetually chronic state of continual activation. And most of the time, it's actually very subtle. At times, we might notice that we're more significantly distressed, but even when we're experiencing regular life, our degree of vigilance and fear is actually more than necessary. It's actually a little bit excessive. And what I mean by this is a subtle, continual feeling that things aren't quite right or that we aren't quite right. And it stems from anxiety and also perpetuates anxiety, but it also affects all different kinds of emotion, from depression and despair and hopelessness to jealousy and anger and envy. One of the best ways to step out of this chronic activation is literally to step back and watch it like an observer. But the observer that I'm talking about is not detached and looking from the ceiling or from above, but actually is very grounded, as if it's like the chair that you're sitting on. It's below and behind you. So what I mean by grounding is relaxing into gravity and refraining from holding yourself tense and upright. It's releasing your muscles and feeling your contact points with the chair that you're sitting on, or your feet on the ground, or if your feet if you're standing up. My favorite image for grounding is imagining that I'm relaxing on a recliner as if I'm watching a movie of my life unfold before me. And perhaps I'm sipping a drink or having popcorn, feeling very safe and even entertained by what's happening and curious about what's going to happen next in my life. This practice is extremely important. In fact, I think it's the most important thing to do for mental health. And it doesn't really matter what type of feeling you're having. The practice is identical no matter what you're feeling or experiencing. And what it is just continuing to come back to this feeling of being grounded and observing what's happening. And if you get sucked into the experience, come back once again and just in a grounded, safe, relaxed place, just observe again what's going on. And it's okay if you go back and forth a lot, from being involved completely in an activity to hanging back and noticing yourself and noticing that you're safe and okay. So this grounded observer is actually you. And the scenes that you are in are parts that you're playing. It's as if you're an actor acting out parts, but who you are is the actor, and you're not consumed by the roles that you're playing. And you can always step out of those roles and come back to you. And the more that you do this, the more you realize that you actually have a lot more leverage and power and influence over your life, your behavior, and others than you realize. If you keep stepping back into this grounded, relaxed observer, that state becomes richer and richer and has more and more neural networks, more and more aspects of it that feel very ingrained in your brain. And eventually, this grounded observer becomes a stronger state than other kinds of states that you reside in, such as feeling self-doubt or confusion or any other kind of emotion. So the main issue of what's going on, regardless of what's happening, is what's happening inside of you. Are you getting pulled into an emotion, or are you able to hang back and see the action from a place of safety? And in fact, there should always be a part of you that is hanging back in safety and not lost in the activity or feeling that you're having. And this is the practice that we keep repeating. So starting today, I encourage you to periodically relax and observe how you are doing from a grounded place. And as you are doing this, it will become easier and easier. And in fact, it will become even fun and interesting. So you could consider it to be an experiment, with your life being your laboratory for practicing this grounded observer.